All right, cool. We're recording. Um, all right, so
Sorry. We got to get it out.
a perfect way to start. So welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm glad you're back, and I'm glad we're back. We're gonna step into episode 4, and we're gonna talk about conscious journaling and conscious discussion. Just kind of getting into the importance of like writing down what you're going through, what elements of consciousness that you want to improve on, and setting your journey and your path. And being able to do that will it allows you to grow in a way that you just don't forget. And it like it's to me that is the real manifestation. Like when I write something down, just to dive into that topic, just to like, I mean, because you can't write down just anything, it wouldn't make any sense. So the conscious effort that you have to that you use to put down words, to put down like actual thoughts, makes it real. And that's true manifestation for me. It's not just about the idea of let me say nice things to myself,
Yeah.
although that matters. I'm not saying it doesn't
Right.
matter, but it's another thing to see what's going on, consciously think through a topic, feel the energies that make it up, and then like journal it. Like, all right, this is what I need to do. This is where we're headed, and that's really what we're gonna dive into today. Because for me, like we were just talking and kind of showing your work, show your proof. And it's like we all have one, and some people want to show it, and some don't, or some people show it at a surface level. So I can show you like this is my book and this is what I have, decorated it out and but all the things that I worked on and that's just one summer of work, right? And but what I was realizing and how we came with the topic today is like I'm looking through my notes and I was like, oh man, I did that. I did that already. Did that too.
Mhm.
And it was like, man, like everything, it's not obviously this is something I already knew. This is why we do it. This is why it's a habit. But it's really a reflection of how far you've come when you're counting every minute, every moment. And
Right.
like this is one of the examples. Like just looking at it at like, oh man, I've done that. I've done that too. It's like it really goes and makes you feel better about having completed a topic, like having worked out whatever was on your mind and kind of getting to the bottom of it. And so
Mhm.
I just think that's a powerful concept that we should go into and the importance of and the things that you can manifest and create by doing it. So
Absolutely. And for me, I'm like you, and it was cool. We were showing off our journals there, and one thing I said was like, this is a flex right here.
yeah.
This is the work I've done, and one thing I love about journaling, um, is it's a place where I can go where I will not be. I can be free flowing. I don't have to worry about errors. Now, this took me a minute to um, kind of master, I guess, because I struggled with perfectionism. So a lot of times it was hard for me to journal because I would be worrying about, oh, I messed my handwriting or this and that. And I would just like leave it there. Or I would feel pressured to write in it every single day, or do things like that. But then once I really just let that go and started just putting pen to paper and writing out my feelings and my thoughts, and I started to notice that like I was gaining more insight with myself. Once it's like I heard a saying that says, put a real pen to real paper and watch things get real. And that's what it was for me, and that's what it is for me. I have different journals for different things. I have a manifestation journal. I write poetry. That's a different journal. Some journals I just write whatever. I will even write notes in there.
Yeah.
They're just like a junk journal
Yeah.
of like whatever. And this is the thing. Let me get into journaling is an outlet. A lot of times we have things in our mind and on our heart,
Mhm.
and it's stuck. And we're like, how do I get this out in a way where I can not only you get it out, but I can also use to reflect on, to mark my growth. But so it's not stuck inside of me, because that
Yes.
affects us when these energies are stuck. And sometimes, like, I don't really feel like somebody, may not understand. So journaling is a great way for me to go to a place that there will not be any judgment,
Yeah.
not be any
Mm.
interruptions, and I can just write how I need to write, say what I need to say. I can be as honest as I want to be. I can let it all out. I can be the realest of
Yeah.
raw of, yeah, and that's how I like to journal, is very, you know.
Yeah.
And
It's
one more,
crazy.
yeah.
Like you're saying this is like the same thing I'm writing down. Like, because I put down like the pressure to get started is probably one of the hardest things. It's like, what do I say? But like the moment you let the fears down, it floods out. It's just
Yes.
like this is all the things, but once it's on paper, you can reorganize, right? You could take one sheet and then upgrade it into some sort of chart and some sort of flow. Once you see what you're working with, like once you put those words on a paper, it becomes real. It's like these are my building blocks. So how do I want to structure it to like achieve what I want? So I put that down. I was like, that pressure to get started is real, and
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to overcome. Like it like you saying your side like just makes me. It made me so excited to just talk. Like it was just like
Yeah.
because I know exactly what you mean. Like these words of the heart that you're trying to get out, like these stuck feelings, concepts, ideas, manifestations, like energies, negativities, like no matter what it is, like there's something that you're trying to get out that you need to sort through, and being able to just like get it down on paper and get these building blocks, man, it stays close, but it's still locked away in between the cover of the pages. And until somebody is in my house, like here, it's still mine. Like it's still secure, but it's out. It's not like boiling inside of me. And like I tell people like when I can't sleep, when people say like they're having trouble sleeping, like their mind can't shut down. In my opinion, that's your body telling you that there's something that you need to get out. So
Mm.
all I need to do is say, that's why I keep this real close and why I keep all this in my bedroom. Because it's like if I need to get up, I'm like, oh, let me write that. Get this to do.
Mm-hmm.
I put it away, and there it went. It's out of my head. Now I get to go to sleep. And then now I get to do things like dream about it or like get some
Mm.
answers and fix things like that. So yeah,
Oh,
it's
I
awesome.
love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can even go as far as, like, if you don't know what to journal about and you have a higher power or your higher self, got whatever, you can start a higher self journal, a God journal, and you can
Hmm.
start writing too, you know.
Yeah.
As well. That's another thing that I use. I also have a spiritual experience journal, and this is what I always guide those that I've helped on their journey, is to always have a spiritual experience journal. So when you begin to awaken and you start having these faith builders happen, and
Hmm.
you start having these spiritual experiences where it shows you that things are working
Hmm.
in a flow, in an ebb and flow, and it's like, oh, okay, let me write that down so I can, because we'll forget.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way I could forget that. No, like,
Oh no,
write it
you definitely
down.
forget.
Yeah,
I
because you
don't
can
care
look
how
back.
much work I've done. There's ideas that I get, and I'm like, this is gold, and then I forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
Oh
So that's why I
yeah.
keep the notebook in the bag. It's with me, and if I don't, like you showed me earlier, I have a little one, like I say, my trash one, my quick. I also have
Mm-hmm.
one on my phone, digital. And you know, Apple
Yes.
made the journal app. I don't know if you've used it yet, but it's
I
worth it.
haven't.
It's worth it.
Oh,
It's
I'm
free.
gonna
It's
check that
there.
out.
It's locked. You can put your little password on it so
That's
nobody gets in, and you
important. The
can lock it
locks.
separate from the like the normal lock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of people say, well, I don't want nobody to find my journal. And, that is, I don't want anybody to see it. I don't want anyone to pick it up and
Yeah.
read it and stuff. So that's really a good app to
Yeah.
have, especially being that it's locked. You can also get a
Bio
safety
locks.
deposit box and
Hmm.
take the key, whatever you got to
A
do.
safe,
You know what
which
I'm
put
saying?
it with your guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like lock that mug up,
You know,
and I
let your
get
peace
it.
be still.
Whatever works for you. That was great.
I mean,
So
it
yeah,
is
and
peaceful writing and getting it out.
not everything has to be, just an outlet. It's just, some. I guess for me, as I started growing spiritually, I was like, I got out of that whole thing where I got to journal about my day and I got to
Yeah,
do it. No, I don't necessarily have to do that. It can be like super positive things too,
yeah,
whatever. Um,
yeah.
what was the other thing? It was pretty. Oh, I love to write in cursive. And if you're someone who likes to write in cursive, and you want to practice mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way. I like to draw and everything. So like I love my writing is an art, so I like
Mm,
to take
that's
my
nice.
time and write each word out,
I need to
like
get there, man.
hmm
My journal is a bunch of spelled incorrectly mess.
I thought you were gonna say spell.
Oh god, you need a translator to figure out half of what's in my journal. Sometimes it just comes out in blur. It's
hmm
just
I love that
yeah.
because it's about getting it out of
Hmm.
me and somewhere else, intentionally out of me and into onto something else, but also, and then there's more of the intentional where it's like
Yeah.
the manifestations and the things like that or affirmations. I
Hmm.
mean, it's just you can even do like I know like actual junk journals where you can do art instead. Like say you're not a
Hmm.
writer and you just want to create a journal that's
Yeah.
like got art in it,
I think
whatever it
that's
is
important.
that helps.
I think so for me like journaling is more than just like writing words.
Hmm
C- uh, I don't know, maybe I make some stuff a little bigger than it needs to be, but like journaling is more than just words. It's just like the app shows, there's a drawing section, there's a voice section where you can just talk, and just hear
Oh,
yourself back. Recordings are translated if you want it to be. So like it'll take your voice AI it and turn it back into words if you need, so you can search through that day that you did whatever. It takes pinpoints, um, health. So like after I'm done my morning workout, it'll say, "Hey, do you want to journal about your workout? Is there any notes you want to take?" And like that's
oh,
important because it's more that, like you said, it's more than just like notes. It's a deep it's an expression or or a memory, written memory of something. And like I said, when I was going through the pages that I ripped out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did that. I want to write about this. Yeah, I want to put this on the website." But it was like a lot of what I had done, I had processed, and I just began to live it. I didn't have to do like a secondary step or anything like that. And so I do think it's important to like find whatever app you want. There's tons and tons. Honestly,
yes.
it's more just pick one. Like just
Hmm
what is the one that you feel safe with? Because it generally does not matter which one you pick. Um, just pick one, with some sort of security by a company you kind of trust, and go for it. Like get it out. So,
hmm Yeah. I didn't realize that Apple had that. That is super cool.
yeah.
I'm gonna definitely look into that, and I also like to journal as far as like say I'm going through something and I need insights where like say I'm in my emotional body, like I'm emotional about it and I'm da 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 da. And so it helps me kind of get into that logical mind. So like
Yeah.
I'm feeling fear, anxiety, this and that, and then I'll get real honest about why I'm fearing that. It could be something as, from simple to They didn't text me back in two.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's just about being real, right? It's no shame. We're human. We're in these vessels, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
We got to feel all these
You gotta feel
feelings
these
and stuff.
feelings.
So, um, anyway, and then I can say, okay, so how would I comfort myself?
Yeah.
Like, you did the best you could. You da 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 da, and I'll counteract that.
Mhm.
Just any and every whatever I want.
Mhm.
I just love to journal, and it's helped me through so much. It's helped me get to know myself,
Yeah.
know my path, understand things that I never thought I could understand. It's just really
Mhm.
wild. Like you said, once you get started, it'll just start flowing.
Yeah.
It's just getting
Just
started.
getting
Like, I don't know
started.
what to say. Well, it's
I feel
been,
like
it just,
getting started is one of the hardest things to do in nearly everything, because we talked about in a prior podcast for calling it locked in, like when we were discussing the idea of like just lock in and get started. Like it's one of those
Mhm.
things there where you do make the conscious effort to get started in your journey. So like,
Right.
there's a reason why we came up with this name, and it really is true. Like it is the exact thing that you're supposed to be doing. Like make sure that you're consciously setting the intention to get started, to write it down, and it's the way that you can have somebody work with you without that somebody being a person. I mean, just being
Right.
able to have that pen and put that right to the paper, like now you're not alone. You're here, you're writing down your thoughts, and your thoughts can come back at you. You can read them, and now your thoughts are what you're taking in, not just outside forces. And this is going to allow you to just kind of like pick up and move. And to me, the easiest word to describe that is you're ready for manifestation once you write it down, because it's it's now real. So now I'm reading something.
Hmm.
Let's do it. So it's one of the concepts I really love. And then
I
the
do
other one I
too.
wanted to talk about is discussion. So like when it comes to it, like we just kind of focused on the idea of like take some take whatever you want to process and write it down. But like discussing it too is crazy, because like every time we get on this mic, and then I say what I have to say, and you say yours, and then I'm just like, oh man, I want to add this. Let me get my
Hmm.
notes back out, and like let me write
Right.
it so I don't forget it, but also let me write it so that I don't interrupt. Like I'm just like like hold it,
I
like
know. It's hard
yeah.
not to.
You get excited, and then it's like
Hmm.
I want to go. So
Right. Exactly. The discussion, there's several ways to process things, and I love to process in my own energy with
yeah,
myself. Now, um, and then also to process it with someone else that's willing to, discuss it with
mm-hmm.
you, that can hold that space. And yeah, that you trust.
Yeah,
Sometimes that's a therapist that you're gonna have them sign a HIPAA agreement, because
mm-hmm.
you're not telling nobody,
Yeah, that's a lot. That's something to
anything.
think
I'm not.
about. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And then like
Yeah.
another thing is something that we're working on. It's not quite ready yet, but like journaling is something that's so important to me that I decided to make it a part of the company's plan. And so we're
That's gonna be
working
awesome.
on the AI journal right now where we can use these podcasts, use our discussions, be able to drop things in the portal, and then you work on them. So it's not just journaling alone. We'll be helping you with the topics to think about, and you'll be able to pick from what our discussion is in this topic and then be able to use it. So that's how much we love journaling. And then we're taking the ideas, the thoughts, and what we've learned, and we're putting it out for you in actual questions and prompts that you can then ask the AI, so that you're not just talking to yourself, you're not just journaling.
Right.
If you don't have a person that you trust to talk to bounce your ideas off, you can bounce it off the AI. Now, one of the things that I would want to be very clear about, when you do this, remember AI is just going to be a reflection of what you're saying to it. So it's not gonna correct you for the most part unless you're just wrong. So the point is that you're just having a talk, something to juice you up and like be your perfect companion that pushes you. Um, but we're not saying use it to then fix you. Well, that you have to do.
Right.
You have to you have to work that with the things that
Hmm.
we're giving and advice and once you realize like it's time to tackle like therapies and things right now we're just giving advice as people who are obsessed with the topic and we work in it day in and day out, we write about it, we talk about it, and then we try and build for it and then do it even like you do it for a career. So it's very amazing to give back to that.
It really is, and that, and it's guidance, and then one thing I love is the freedom of, this is each person's journey, and I don't sometimes know what's what, for someone else. So that's neat that the AI gives a reflection and that validation that, sometimes we so desperately need in this
Yes.
in this realm here. But what was oh, I was gonna say something about something. It just all this is hitting
Yeah, these
home.
jobs.
Yeah.
But one thing you did say, like, yes, AI is currently designed to be more of a reflection than it is to be a real thought process. Because, we're looking at something that is really, it should be called what it is, a large language model, right? And only the techies know it as that because nobody really cares for the most part the technicalities of it, but that's all it is. It speaks your language and it speaks a large set of language, right? But it is not intelligent. It's not figuring out where you went wrong, and it's just advice based on the questions that you ask. So one of the really important parts is where are you going to get your questions from? Like where are you going to get the things that you need to journal about? Where you're going to work for? And that's where we're trying to step in and help you be the questions, the proper questions for that
Hmm.
mirror, for that reflection that you're trying to see. And like I have it here, I keep it really close and why it stays in the set because when we're not here talking, I'm turned around, ready to look at what matters to me. Like look at myself, thinking about the body, the family, the makeups, thinking about the energies and the things that come from it. So, like asking the right questions allows me to expand in my knowledge base, have something to journal about, have something that I want to make, and then kind of just go with it. So, yeah.
And sometimes some journal, having a journal prompt, that's another thing too, is like finding, sometimes you just want to, journal. Yes. Okay. Bring it in, reel it in. I'm like, journal. I like journal prompts.
That's what it feels
I
like.
do. I mean, especially when you're beginning your journaling process, journal prompts are very helpful. Um, in different topics too. So,
Yeah.
sometimes, even if it's not with that, but like you may want a journal prompt on self-esteem or something like that. So,
Yeah. I'll admit, I have some cheats that I use to journal sometimes. Like, cause, like, so understanding yourself helps a lot in this process. Knowing like what makes you go, what makes you not, and like for me, I like to call myself a ranter. And the funny thing is, like, I don't see it as a bad thing. I like it. Most people like I don't want to hear the whole talk that you have to give, but it's something I like to do. And
hmm
so, like, the good thing about journaling is I get to rant my whole rant without somebody getting bored, or I get to do a podcast. So that's why, you have stuff like this. But, like, I'll admit that I cheat for my topic sometimes. And you can look at it as cheat. You can call it what you want. We're just joking here. Like, or, just putting it into a more fun manner. But, like, um, I have like the astrology apps, and they come out with like
hmm
here's where the moon is going and the stars and the energies, and like they'll come up with like in this time think about this, and I'm like,
hmm
I mean, I could have thought about it. I didn't need your help to think about it, but thinking about it now, when it could matter because of these energies that you're about to face, is pretty interesting. So I sit back and I'm like, like, what do I think about that? Like, if the energies for love and emotion are high right now, I know I'm gonna be feeling a lot. So
Hmm.
let's write about how I feel, because clearly I must be feeling a lot, right? And I'm just
Right?
thinking, oh God, I'm feeling that. And some days, like
Yes.
before I get to the reading, like I'm like, God, dude, I feel so emotional today. And then you read it, and you're just like, clearly, unless you might as well go ahead, let's talk about it. Yeah, so right
Yes,
there for the
Venus
journal.
is in
So,
retrograde, and the
yep,
it's like,
yep.
oh, well, there we go.
Well,
It's wild how the planets align like that, and you're like,
hmm
oh, well, there we go.
and you know,
But
I'm
that's a
obsessed with
good
alignment.
thing.
I wear, the alignment. So that's something I care
Yes,
about.
and journaling helps us become aligned and stay aligned, and it helped me get to know myself because it helped me understand and understand and overstand myself in ways that I couldn't around others
Yeah.
because I'm sitting in my own energy and I'm writing without anybody else looking or having to. Journaling just helped me become
Yeah.
more conscious.
It does.
Eh,
And I like to do it on outside under the stars, especially on
oh,
full moons.
yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes. I go outside and let the wind blow. I love to have coffee with my journal and just
hmm
enjoy. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And if you're into herbs, get your herbs,
Hmm.
cleanses. If you're into, rocks, things like that, like sound bowls, whatever it may be,
Hmm.
incense,
Frequencies. You can play
frequencies.
that in your ear while you're outside
Yeah,
and
just
seeing the
sit
bird.
out, vibrate,
Whatever.
and go.
Yes, or certain music you like motivates you, and you
hmm
can, if you, and yeah, that's another thing, if you find a song or whatever and it motivates you
Whatever,
because
whatever
I
it
use
takes.
music a lot to manifest.
hmm
And so to write during that time where like certain things are awakened in
hmm
me because the song is like triggering, yeah, it's
Yeah.
powerful.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I like imagery when I manifest, so that's why I have a whole
Ooh,
shelf of the images that really hit with me. Like yeah, that's something I really like. So
awesome.
yeah, this picture's fire.
Visual. So you got visual,
Yes, I'm a
auditory.
visual. Yeah, I'm definitely a visual learner. You give me the chance to watch, and I pretty much got it. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. But the downside
Yeah.
means with being a highly visual learner, the equal and opposite, I'm a very poor learner in certain other areas. So like,
Mm-hmm.
if you talk at me, probably not gonna work. It's not gonna
Right.
work.
Right.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
yeah, it's
But you
hard.
show me a PowerPoint.
Yeah,
I got.
but I got you, yo. Just let me hover over
Hmm.
your shoulder, and it's even better. Yeah, just
Do
let
you
me
think
see
that's
you
why
work.
journaling works for you too? Is because you are so visual and probably hands-on? Because I know you work
Yeah,
with your hands a
yeah,
lot with building and things like that.
yeah.
That type of learning.
I've never thought about it, but I would say probably.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
Because it's
anything I
actually
get to
something you're
touch and
doing.
reel. Because for me, like I know a lot of people don't care, but even when you write, like it's not braille, but it's my braille. You know what I mean? Like it's my idea. It
Yes.
just feels
I
real
love
when you
it.
put it down. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah, it's real and it's something, it takes your thinking and yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And I noticed that even when I took tests and stuff, like that's one way I studied. I'd always write out the questions and it would stay in my mind.
hmm
Hmm.
And flashcard. I like charts. Charts are another thing I like because I guess the
Ah,
visual.
yeah.
You give me some
You're
charts.
right.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense. People are like, what is this? I'm like, no, no, I get it. It goes like, boom. So,
Right.
absolutely. All
But
right.
yeah, there's just one way, and if you have any questions or you have anything that, we didn't mention here, put it down in the comments and let us know. And if you like this video.
Absolutely. Yes. So head to the website or the links in the description below the video and on the homepage of the site, and check out our other past videos and the ones that the things that we're posting that will help you through your journey through consciousness, like your journey through writing, your journey through uh, conscious delivery, your journey through writing, creative, anything that it takes to get you to let it out. We hope that in these podcasts that you'll get topics, you'll get ideas, you'll feel inspired after hearing us, where you can then do these things that we're talking about, that we're saying has improved our lives and made us better. So we hope that we've given you something with today's talk, and look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Yes, we do.